Have you ever done something you knew you would regret while you were doing it and done it anyway? Because that moment when you know what was right and still chose wrong reveals something about the human condition that self help books cannot fix. I have stood in rooms full of young people telling them about Jesus while carrying around anger, jealousy, and pride that I could not seem to shake, no matter how hard I tried. I knew the right things to say, I just could not make myself be the person I wanted to be. In this video, I want to talk to you about the word sin, but probably not the way you have heard it before, because most people misunderstand what it actually means. Sin is not about a bad person, it's about something much more fundamental. When most people hear the word sin, they think of a checklist. Did you murder anyone? No. Steal anything major? No. Okay, you're probably fine. But sin is not about crossing a line, it's about a direction. The word literally means to miss the mark. It's not about being evil, it's about being off target. There is a moment in the Bible where the Apostle Paul, one of the most important figures in Christianity, writes something shockingly honest. I do not understand what I do, for what I want to do I do not do, but what I hate I do. This is not some new believer struggling. This is Paul, and he's saying, I know what is right, and I still don't do it. I know what is wrong, and I keep doing it anyway. That is the human condition, not dramatic villainy, ordinary self centeredness, the small selfishness, the quiet resentment, the way we put ourselves at the center instead of God, and it affects everything. There is a line that stopped me in my tracks when I first heard it. You are more wicked than you can ever imagine, and more loved than you can ever dream. That is the Christian message. It does not downplay how serious the problem is, but it does not leave you there either. You do not have to be a criminal to feel the effects of sin. You just have to be honest about the gap between who you want to be and who you actually are. But the problem with sin is that the thing trying to fix the problem is the problem. I spent years gripping on things I could not control, trying to build a business that would make me feel secure, trying to manage outcomes and control people to protect myself from pain. And every time I gripped harder, things fell apart. The issue was not that I was not trying hard enough. The issue was that my trying was the problem. I was still at the center, trying to be my own savior. This is what the Bible means by sin, making yourself the center instead of God. And no amount of effort can fix that, because the effort itself comes from the same selfish place. If you ever felt stuck in patterns you cannot seem to break, the same mistake, the same reaction, the same failures, that is not because you need more willpower, it's because you need something outside of yourself to intervene. We often think the God problem as God is up there being perfect and I'm down here being imperfect and he is disappointed in me. But the actual problem is separation. Sin creates a gap between us and God, not because he moved away, but because we did. Imagine a relationship where one person keeps choosing themselves over the other person. Every decision, every priority, it is always about what they want. Eventually, even if the other person loves them, there is a distance, not because they stopped caring, but because one side keeps walking away. That is the human condition with God. He's not distant because he's cold. We're distant because we keep choosing ourselves. The Bible puts it like this: For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and all are justified freely by his grace through the redemption that came by Jesus Christ. Did you hear both parts? All have sinned. That is the problem. But all are justified freely by his grace. This is the hope. We're all in the same boat, and the boat is not sinking. But here's the thing. Sin is not just what we do, it's also what has been done to us. Some of you watching this have been deeply hurt by other people's selfishness, other people's choices, and other people's sin. You know what it's like to be on the receiving end of someone else putting themselves at the center. That is sin too. And I know it's left a mark on you and you didn't ask for it. The world is so broken, and not just because of what you have done, but because of what has been done to you. And Jesus came to deal with it all. The problem Jesus came to solve was not how do I become a good person, it was how do I get reconnected to the source of life when I keep walking away, and how do I get healed from the damage caused by everyone else walking away too. The hardest thing to admit is not that you have done bad things, it is that even good things have been about you. Once I saw that, I understood why I needed a savior and not just a self-help book. So if that's the problem, this separation we cannot fix ourselves, what exactly did Jesus do about it? That's what the next video covers, and it's the heart of the whole thing.